So, I thought this would be kind of fun since we still don't have a lot of information about Jurassic World Dominion. And keep in mind, this story could easily be what we see in Jurassic World Dominion, but I doubt it. And this is kind of like a hypothetical, like, what if they did a fourth movie to tie to the Jurassic World films? Because, yeah, Universal's made it no secret that they want to keep making these movies to keep basically make Jurassic World their equivalent to combat the Star Wars franchise. So basically, in here we're going to be talking about just an idea I had of like a what if scenario that could happen for future, depending on how Dominion ends. So yeah, we're going to be talking about Jurassic World Primal Empire. So Primal Empire is this story where we are set 30 to 35 years in the future of what happened in the events of Fallen Kingdom, where dinosaurs in that time spread like wildfire. Like, yeah, they're animals, but they bred fast. And they were pretty resilient and really knew how to adapt to their new landscape real quick. And of course, human folly followed behind, and while mankind didn't really use the nuclear option, it did try to hang on, but eventually dinosaurs just started to overpopulate the planet, and eventually mankind just kind of collapsed in on itself because mankind's shitty like that. So we've now fast forward about 35 years, 35 years from that point. And the human race is still around. It's not like mankind is on the death throes of extinction, but they're no longer at the top of the food chain, and dinosaurs are not like evolving into humans. They're not like talking. They're just animals who are out like they're the new dominant species, and mankind, while there is like, it's not like completely post-apocalyptic where, you know, the cities are desolate and whatnot. There's still like civilizations living in that world. There is still like a civilization. There's still like a world, but it's not like mankind is like a whole civilization. There's just pockets of city. Even cities, some cities still have people living in them, but not like to that extent. It's kind of like the apocalypse of Planet of the Apes, where there's still humanity, but a plague didn't wipe them out. But at the same time, they're not like the dominant species. They have to live in fear of these, you know, dinosaurs. But there are some out there who worship the dinosaurs like gods. Like, basically, modern religion failed. Shocker. Modern religion failed, and in turn, mankind, again being shitty, has to believe in something, so some people made the dinosaurs into gods. And before you ask, yes, that is a reference. That idea is a direct reference to Primal Rage. But it's not... so, the dinosaurs are viewed as, like, godlike beings, or beings sent by God to wipe away the sins of humanity and bring about the true rulers of mankind, of the true rulers of the planet. And honestly, the planet is doing a lot better. Like, it's the CO2 emissions are, like, healing. The planet is actually healing in the absence of, like, mankind's... you know, big cities and corporations and whatnot. Mankind being knocked down a peg did the world a service, and yeah, global warming is still like a threat, but like it's no longer like a massive threat. It's more like the planet is healing itself essentially in the absence of man's like greed and whatever. And in that, we go basically to a colony in San Diego, and there, our protagonist of the story is actually an older Tim, like an older version of Tim from the original film. And Tim is among a colony of humans who actually, one of their main religions is worshiping the T-Rex. From, of course, the original T-Rex. There are other T-Rexes, but she's referred to as the Great Queen. And the Great Queen, even though she's been old, she's getting older. And yeah, it has been theorized that dinosaurs, much like tortoises and turtles, do live for a long time. There is a limit. Like, there is a limit for these animals, and the Great Queen is dying. She's getting older. She's, you know... she has, and it's not like they keep her here. She like lives out in the forests or the remnants of the city, and they leave offerings, not human sacrifices, but like offerings of meat to her, to keep her at bay so they can worship her in peace. So the T-Rex is dying. It's getting old. And the other problem with that is, the other reason why they worshipped it and gave it food was so it would stay and keep other dinosaurs from coming in. It kept raptors out. It kept other big predators out. But once it dies, or something finally kills it, all bets are off. Not only that, like, the T-Rex also kept raiders away. It kept others away. So their best option, essentially, Tim basically has to lead a group of people into the lair of the Rex in the deeper parts of the city to recover an egg, like recover the Rex's egg, because they do know she is breeding and she is laying eggs, so they need to recover the eggs and make sure the new generation can protect them. Basically, it's not so much a god. It's something like Tim makes it a point of, like, he doesn't worship the T-Rex like some people do, but he's basically saying, like, mankind need to believe in something because we're sheep like that. Also, we needed a guard dog. We needed a T-Rex here to protect us from both man and dinosaur. So he's just kind of along for the ride. He's not like a chief leader, but he is like one of the village, voices of reason. And yeah, they always like call. It's like, oh, you knew the Great Queen when she was born, Tim. Like you knew her, and he's like, oh, I know her. We got a history. So if you're wondering, I do want to allude that Lex is not around. Like, Lex died in the ensuing apocalypse, and yeah, this is more centered on a older version of Tim, and he gets help from a older Nick Van Owen, from, of course, Jurassic Park: The Lost World. So the two of them go on a hunting party, go into the deeper parts to recover eggs, and discover that there are raiders. That there are raiders actually, like, trying to sneak into the city, and also trying to take the eggs to sell to buyers. Tim is like, that's so fucking dumb. What are you doing? Like, what's the point of selling these things anymore? And it's like, that's just, and Nick goes, that's just humanity's greed. Like, we can't just let go of that. It's a holdover from the world that once was. So they have to get the eggs back, and on top of that, the other main dinosaur they have to deal with is not the Spinosaurus, but a Giganotosaurus. Yeah, a Giga. So yeah, Giganotosaurus is moving into the territory, and that one, the Giga basically would be like the bit, like, kind of like hunting everyone, just like the Spino in Jurassic Park 3, and just tearing shit up. There'd also be like a scene where they have to cross through they have to cross past the tar pits, where the tar pits have actually, like, expanded outward and have, like, taken more of the city, of that part of the city. Like, they've just, like, the tar pits have just opened up, and the La Brea tar pits are now, like, leaking out into the more of what's left of the city. And yeah, that's, if you're wondering, yeah, that's how they get rid of the Giga at the end of the story, is how they get rid of it. And the T-Rex and the T-Rex die fighting each other in the tar pits, but Tim does recover a single egg after the raiders smash the other ones and kill the other ones, but he managed to save one egg, and they bring it back. He's like, oh, it's the holy object of the Great Queen, and he's like, Jesus fucking Christ, take the egg. Take the fucking egg. Ugh. And yeah, it's more, this is a totally depressing story if you haven't figured it out already. This is a completely depressing story, and it's more or less reflecting on mankind. Like, Tim was basically like, I was there from the get-go. I knew my grandfather started all this. My grandfather and my family are the reason mankind self-destructed, because we were dealing with powers that we didn't understand, and now mankind is paying the price for it. So yeah, it's just him dealing with the sins of his family. That's the story. So there you go, guys. That is pretty much Jurassic World Primal Empire. Yeah. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of it? You guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. And once again, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.